Hello, everybody, and welcome back to You Are Good Enough. This is your host, Kimberly Bell, transformational relationship coach. And today I want to talk about what happens when we have grudges, what happens when we hold on to feelings and we don't allow our feelings the space that they really deserve. If we keep turning away, shutting the door on our past pains, our past hurts, they will absolutely be with you. And they might very well be with you right now. What happens is they can manifest in a number of ways. You might feel really lonely. You might feel totally anxious. You might be waiting for the shoe to drop, you might just have this feeling around you all the time like something bad is going to happen. And aside from what's happening in the world right now, this is probably something you're experiencing already. But with what is happening in the world right now, it's probably turned it up quite a bit. I was maybe like you, right? I thought, oh gosh, I don't have to pay attention to the pain of the past. I'm just gonna go boop, redo, keep moving, don't worry about it. And it doesn't work that way, right? It doesn't work that way. The only way to be able to experience freedom and peace and joy and happiness is by turning around, taking a look at, allowing some space for it. We don't have to be there forever, right? Most people feel like that's what you have to do. You gotta go over it and talk about it over and over and over again. No, I don't believe you do. That's not my experience. My experience is, take a journal, take a pen, or a voice recorder or whatever, and actually spend time with yourself, like you're being with yourself, going through why you're so angry, why you're so hurt. Why were you so hurt when you were 5 years old, when your parent constantly was, I was going to say on their phone, probably not the case, but when they constantly had something else that was more important than you? Or maybe mom and dad divorced and mom and dad both had new love interests, and all of a sudden you didn't feel like you were important anymore, right? And it's not that you weren't important, it was just that those other people in your parents' lives, whatever, right? Their lives were more important in the sense that they felt like that's what they needed to do. It has nothing to do with us not being loved, I don't feel. But I know that I'm a human being, and I know that you guys are human beings, and I know that usually we're just trying to feel better. And so we follow the things that we think are going to get us to that place. And oftentimes we learn that it doesn't. But I'm here to offer to you today that by allowing yourself to even revisit for a little while the grudges and the pains of the past, and you give it the space that it deserves, these are emotions, right? And they're charged. They're going to come up and they don't feel so good. But if you get into the habit of letting them come up like a wave, right? And then they move through you, the less charged they become, the less charged the memory becomes. And I'm sorry, I'm sitting on a bench that's making a little bit of noise. But that's the way we can clear stuff out. And when we clear stuff out, we have more tolerance, we have more patience, we can feel brave enough to open our hearts up a little bit more to people and relationships instead of constantly resisting relationships and constantly shutting the door, not getting too close to people. And I'll be honest, the reason why we do that and we try to isolate ourselves is so we don't have to get hurt again. I did it for years, I understand. But now I'm on the other side of it, and I understand that the key to happiness is really in cleaning out your heart. It's the heart work, and it's having an open heart so that you can be open to life and what life has to offer you. So, I've worked with many people that thought they had a lot of issues. And, I remember clearly I've had a few couples come in, and couples like to tell you what's wrong with the other person. And at the end of the day, a couple of my couples thought their spouse or whatever was, cuckoo, right? rage, bipolar, all these things. And my experience was, and I think they would agree with me, that these were emotions that had been really stuffed down. They'd been stagnant and they weren't really allowed to come out. Let's face it, when we're kids, it feels like, maybe not in your household, but in a lot of households, people haven't been given the space to say the truth, to feel the pain, right? It's usually, come on, no time for that. Let's go, keep moving. And so if that's what your life, if that's what your growing up experience is, you're going to continue that into your lifetime. That's what you think is the right way to live. But I know that just adds more and more stagnancy, and it adds more fear, and it makes us feel more anxious. And, 55 years later, whatever it is, then you can really feel like you're having a breakdown. And so if you haven't already started using alcohol or getting high or whatever it is, you might start to do it because we don't want to deal with the pain. We don't want to feel uncomfortable. But if we start getting more comfortable with feeling uncomfortable for a period of time, then we can get in a habit of letting things come up, acknowledge it, and be like, wow, yeah, that did hurt. Why did it hurt? Well, take a look around a little bit. Start to get curious about why you feel the way you do. And that's it. I'm going to leave that with you guys. I hope you guys have a great week. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe and to follow. I'm constantly putting stuff on Instagram, and follow me on YouTube or subscribe on YouTube, and of course the podcast. And yeah, have a great week. Thanks so much.